Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Bard Stories. Let me share with you the show that is Christmas to me, A Christmas Carol. There have been many of them done, and I think I've seen them all. But this one is the one that I love the most. It's the one to me that, well, it represents the story, the book the most. Released December 16th, 1938, starring Reginald Owen, Gene Lockhart, Kathleen Lockhart, Terry Kilburn, Barry McKay, and Lynn Carver. Based on the book A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, we have A Christmas Carol. Well, A Christmas Carol, 1938. This movie is the one for me that I only watch once a year, and that would be on Christmas Eve. It is the original Scrooge, at least in my heart. I know there are others, George C. Scott, Patrick Stewart. Others have played Scrooge. We even had a Scrooge McDuck. But this one is one to me that most adhered to the spirit, if not the source material. That source material being the short novella, A Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens. We start this movie out with, well, an introduction of the characters. And then we go on to our first meeting. Young Scrooge, Fred, Ebenezer Scrooge's nephew, the son of his late departed sister. On his way to see his uncle on Christmas Eve to wish him a Merry Christmas and to invite him over for dinner. But along the way he runs into two young lads, Tiny Tim and Bob Cratchit's oldest son, where they find out that this man is getting ready to go over to Mr. Scrooge's. And they ask if he'll deliver a note to their father, who is in the employ of Scrooge. The man says yes and wonders why the children didn't take it over. They tell him that he did not feel that Scrooge was fond of young kids. At which point he says no, he did not. He was Scrooge's nephew, which scared the boys a little, though I think Tim was not scared at all. He saw the goodness in his heart. We then see him arriving at Scrooge and Marley's. He enters, seeing Bob Cratchit working, and offers him a drink and a Merry Christmas on his Christmas Eve. His uncle then comes in, Scrooge himself, and we get to find out what Scrooge feels about Christmas.
Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer. If I could work my will, every idiot that goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly heart.
Well, young Fred does go on his way. He did invite his uncle with a host. Scrooge? Well, Scrooge got that fateful visit from his old partner, Jacob Marley, who told him, if you do not suffer these three spirits this eve, your chains and burden will be as long and longer than mine, and much heavier.
Yes, sir?
Your sister's come to see you.
Dear Abby. I've come to bring you home. Home, Fran? Home? Father is so much kinder than he used to be that home is like heaven. That's why I asked him if you could come home, and he said yes. And he sent you with a coach. And Abby, Father says that you're going to go to work and never come back here. And we're going to have a turkey and chestnuts and everything. Oh, God bless you, friend.
Yes, my friends, she showed him the past. He had a good past until his enslavement to greed, ruthlessness, money, power. And so he struggled, and she disappeared. Shortly after that clock struck 2, and the ghost of Christmas present, in all of his wonder, appeared. A ghost that would show him today, Christmas Day, of Bob Cratchit in church with Tim, of Fred having a Christmas party. And yes, people in the streets, some, much like Scrooge, ready to go to blows. Until, well, why, I still believe in Santa. And know the spirit of Christmas is out there. For we see it here, the ghost of Christmas present sprinkles a fine mist of them. Spirits of Christmas, joy and happiness.
Now then, what you stepping on?
What you I'm stepping on? Ha! I like that. Go on up it.
I will not.
Why, you listen, buggers. Here, let's make it up.
Oh, Friday Day, I wouldn't touch your old Ann. I wouldn't.
Oh, well, you're not such a bad sort after all, eh? Thank you, and a Merry Christmas to you.
And the same to you. What do you sprinkle from that horn that made them stop quarreling?
It's a spirit, 5 times distilled. The spirit of Christmas cheer, of love, of all that's good, of all that makes this time of year different from any other time.
Well, we go on to see such wonderful things. Fred and his fiancée playing, having fun. The Cratchits and their dinner. Toasting even Ebenezer Scrooge, though he had sacked Bob. We get to see those things. And then it's over. And the clock strikes 3. Well, the specter comes. He shows Ebenezer things that will happen if he does not change his ways. How would you feel if you knew your past and your present were going to leave you in chains in the hereafter?
Please do. To all of us, everywhere. A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears.
God bless us, everyone.